I have my own family, my own relatives. They are waiting for me to come back. Thinking of this, I called my lawyer. Lucas, because that's what you really want. I'll give you this birthday gift. I think you'll be happy. Chapter 10. 10 days pass quickly. Simon and Lucas stay with Eliza, as if they want to hold her in their hands. Lucas' birthday party was a big one, more luxurious than ever. Anyone related to the Simon family, whether through friendship or business, attend. The atmosphere is lively, filled with the sound of clinking glasses and cheerful conversation. When Simon and Alice appear hand in hand with Lucas, I immediately understood the purpose of the banquet. This is the official announcement. After all, the three of them held hands. Anyone would think they were a family. People instinctively started looking for me. In the crowd, Lucas was the first to spot me standing in the corner. His eyes sparkled with surprise. He knew what he said that day was very hurtful. He is not sure. Will I still attend his birthday party? He was visibly relieved and overjoyed to see me there. Mom, he called. He has dimples when he smiles. He let go of Elisa's hand, running towards me. The next second, Alice squeezed his hand again. She squatted down. Her eyes were slightly red and sparkling. Tears welled up in her charming eyes. Lucas, didn't you promise to be with your mom today? We even sealed it with a stamp. You won't abandon me. Lucas frowned, clearly confused. His eyes moved between me and Elise, hesitated for a long time. Finally, his expression became firm. He nodded firmly. I won't abandon my mother. Alyssa's face lit up with a bright smile. I know Lucas loves me forever. She kissed his forehead gently. Lucas's face turned red with embarrassment, but he smiled foolishly. Simon watched their interaction with warm eyes. The scene looks flawless. See this. I didn't bother to step forward and embarrass myself. Simon hugged Alice tightly as they toasted the guests across the hall, as if they were the real stars of the night. Chapter 11. I only plan to stay for a short time before leaving. But even if I avoid trouble, trouble still finds me. Alice walked towards me gracefully. My instinct tells me this isn't going to end well. Sure enough, I was not wrong. Before I could step aside, she knocked my glass on purpose. The liquid spilled all over her chest. The fabric is instantly soaked. She gasped softly. Have I done something wrong again? But today is Lucas' birthday. Can't you wait until after the party? Before her eyes turned red, sparkling tears fall quietly. A teardrop hung on the tip of her nose. She held her wet chest tightly. Looks so pitiful that it makes people feel moved. Anyone's sympathy. Hearing the commotion, Simon rushed over immediately. Take off your coat and hold Elise in your arms. Hug her. Alice buried her face in his chest and sobbed softly. Simon's face was dark with anger. He glared at me. Laura, you're in trouble again. Do you never learn? Now, everyone's attention has turned to us. I leisurely put away the empty cup. After another drink, he finally spoke. It wasn't me. She bumped into me blindly. Hearing what I said, Alice flinched slightly. Simon misinterpreted her reaction as fear. Hold tighter. Laura, stop making excuses. Admit what you did and apologize. That moment, Elisa's best friend, Fiona, suddenly emerged from the crowd. Seeing the scene, she raised her hands and rushed towards me. I stepped aside, and she stumbled awkwardly. After restoring balance, she glared at me with gritted teeth. Laura, how dare you bully Elise? Just a few days ago, she was hospitalized because of you. She barely recovered. Now you're torturing her again. You are so vicious. I poured the drink on Fiona and managed to calm her down. The screams that followed were extremely piercing. Makes me frown. Then I turned to Simon and said calmly, this is actually what I did. The veins on Simon's forehead swelled with anger. He obviously wanted to vent, but he held back, missing the woman in my arms. His voice is as cold as ice. Laura, apologize to Alice and Fiona. I scanned the room slowly. Some people find it funny, some people find it interesting. Others are filled with resentment. Finally, my eyes fell on a pair of guilty-looking. Lucas, he has always abided by the lease. So he knew who was the real culprit. But he held on to the gift of the lease. Lower your head, keep silent. His position is clear. I smiled softly. It turns out that he is a wolf raised by kindness. Still just an ungrateful stray dog. You still have the face to smile. Simon, angry at my indifference, took a step forward. Laura, this is my last warning. Simon, please apologize now. Alice has always played the role of a silent victim. She clung to his chest, sobbing sweetly. Simon, my sister didn't mean it. Don't be so hard on her. I'm fine. I'm going to change clothes. Don't worry, Elise. It's not your fault. Simon comforted her tenderly. I'll make Laura apologize. Then he turned to face me. His disgust was undisguised. I looked him in the eye and declared without hesitation. You want me to apologize? That's impossible. Simon was stunned. My answer caught me off guard. His eyes suddenly turned cold. Lala, if you don't apologize, we'll get divorced. Hearing this, Alyssa's eyes flashed with joy. She gave me a smug look. Simon had just finished speaking. The whole hall fell silent for a moment. Then a murmur broke out among the crowd, full of contempt and disdain for me. Simon is waiting for me to bow my head, but I felt my lips curling up involuntarily. I uttered a word slowly. All right. His pupils contracted. His fists were clenched tightly. Alice screamed in pain, but he didn't seem to hear her at all. What did you say? I said, okay, let's get a divorce. As soon as I said this, I grabbed Elise and slapped her twice. Her piercing scream resounded through the sky. Simon didn't respond. He just stared at me breathlessly. It's as if he's trying to restrain himself. I looked away from him and met Lucas' eyes. He hesitated and took a few steps towards me. He opened his lips as if he wanted to say something. I quickly looked away and stepped back. Lucas's face turned pale instantly. Then I suddenly raised my voice. Oh, that's right. I haven't given my son a birthday present yet. Lucas knew instinctively that this so-called gift, it won't be a good thing. His expression turned panicked. I ignored him, took out a document, and held it up. This is a severance agreement. From today on, Laura officially cuts off all ties with Lucas. We are no longer mother and son. The room fell silent. I smiled and walked towards Lucas. This is my birthday present to you. It may not have legal effect, but it represents my decision. You like it? Lucas' eyes were filled with fear. He looked at me like I was a monster, then stumbled back, hiding behind Simon. Simon stood still. I can't understand what just happened. His voice came out. Lala, you're crazy. Do you know what you are doing? Oh, one more thing. I smiled and threw another file at him. The divorce papers will be delivered to you soon. Make sure you sign. Countless pairs of complicated, judging eyes are staring at me. I turned around, then left that disgusting place. Don't look back. I wish them a family of 3 happiness forever. May they be locked together forever. I caused such a commotion, but Simon acted as if nothing had happened. As usual, he brought me a piece of cake. Laura, Lucas hasn't been sleeping well since his birthday. He misses you. Let him be with you. Well, I'm not his mother anymore. I don't need to take care of him. Besides, I'm leaving in 5 days. I don't have time to care about him. Simon suddenly stood up, gritting his teeth in frustration. Laura, I already apologized. What else do you want from me? Divorce signing documents. I replied lazily, Laura, I'm exhausted. Don't be so stubborn, okay? Hearing the fatigue in his voice. I'm totally indifferent. No. There is nothing to talk about between us except divorce. Laura, I've explained this countless times. There is no relationship between me and Elise. She had a serious heart condition, so I asked her to live with me. That's it. What does this have to do with our divorce? You've explained it countless times. My answer remains the same. I just want a divorce. Simon's fists clenched tightly. His hands are shaking. Lara, you're serious, right? Of course. Really like pearls. He gritted his teeth and said the following words. Okay, whatever you want. Let's get a divorce. I immediately smiled brightly. Great. I'll go get the documents. Sign them quickly. I just took a few steps. When I heard the door close loudly behind me, when I looked back, Simon was gone. Chapter 13. Another day has passed. But Simon. No intention of divorce. I don't want to find him either. I just want to get through these last 4 days. But to my surprise, Simon came over with Lucas. I looked cold and urged them to leave. Lucas saw my actions and immediately started crying. Mom, you really don't want me anymore? I took a few steps back. Keep him from getting too close. The agreement has been sent to you. What else do you want? Should I make a formal announcement in the newspaper? Lucas was stunned, and Simon's face darkened. He has torn up the agreement. But he didn't expect me to go this far. Consider public release. Lala, Lucas is your biological son. Can you really be so heartless? He knows he was wrong. Please forgive him now. I looked at the father and son. Their faces were exactly the same. Their matching expressions. Suddenly I felt so bored. Do they really think that if they show regret, cry and pretend you've changed, I will forgive them? What a joke. The fact is, they just panicked. Because they can't control me anymore. Like before. I watched their little performance silently. Simon spoke first. I'm sorry, I wronged you. Lucas told me everything. Elise bumped into your cup on purpose. Some guests also confirmed this. I was wrong and you are not to blame, Laura. You should tell me. If you have, then I raised my hand and interrupted him. What then? What would you do? Just explaining. It won't change anything from the beginning. You never believed me, did you? If he had, his first reaction would not have been, ask me to apologize. Simon was stunned. Then, taking a deep breath, he said, Laura, as long as you stop targeting Elise, we can go back to the way things were before. I burst out laughing, pretending to love like before. Simon, I don't love you. Who would want to go back to that? What we call the past is disgusting. This is the part of my life I despise the most. But you dare to bring this up? Lara, are you still angry? I know you're just saying this in anger. When you calm down, we'll talk. He staggered towards the door. Simon, I wish you and Alice happiness. May you love each other deeply and grow old together. From now on, I won't get in your way anymore. Simon froze, as if struck by lightning. He was shaking violently. Then he stumbled out of the house. Now it's just me and Lucas in the living room. He carefully grasped my sleeves. His voice is full of, Mom, I know I was wrong. I really know. Can you ever forgive me? I took his hand away and shook my head. Then I turned around without saying a word. Walk into my bedroom and close the door. Lucas knocked on the door while crying, repeatedly saying how sorry he is. I ignored him, but the pain deep inside can't go away. Chapter 14. 3 consecutive days. The father and son followed me everywhere, as if afraid that I would disappear. I refused to say a word to them, but they are still by my side, silently guarding. On the last day, I finally took the initiative to stand in front of them. Lucas's face was filled with excitement. He opened his arms and hugged me. Mom, you're not mad at me anymore. Sorry. Okay. Simon immediately pulled me into his arms. His voice trembled slightly. Laura, my son, and I both knew we were wrong. I've sent Elise away. From now on it's just the three of us. Please forgive us. I remembered what I told the system, and gently pulled the corners of my mouth, revealing a smile. Instead of pushing them away, I made a request. If you all stay with me today and don't leave, I will forgive you." They agreed without hesitation. After all, they have been with me for 3 days. This request is equivalent to an expression of forgiveness. We stayed outside all day, just like Elise before her divorce. During dinner, the doorbell rang. Simon returned with cake in hand, looking upset. "This is from Elise," he said. "She sent this letter to celebrate our family's reconciliation." "Laura, not me. I really don't know about this." I smiled faintly. "It's okay. She's very considerate." Simon cut the cake and handed me a piece. I took one look and raised my eyebrows. "Mango, that's so sweet, Laura." Simon whispered my name. "Interrupt my thoughts." I took the plate and took a bite. See me eat it. Both father and son were visibly relaxed. When they were enjoying the cake, they began to recall our day, make future travel plans. When the atmosphere was warm and relaxed, the sudden ringing of the bell broke the moment. Simon glanced at his phone and quickly turned off the mute button. He glanced at me secretly. See, I didn't react. He tried to get back into our conversation. But the phone keeps ringing. Perseverance. "Answer," I said indifferently. "Maybe it's an emergency." "Laura, I'm sorry." Simon answered the phone. I don't know what was said on the other end of the phone, but when he heard, he rushed to the door. Even forgot to change shoes. Laura Alice was involved in a car accident. She lost consciousness. I have to go see her. I grabbed his arm and reminded him calmly. "Have you forgotten what you promised me?" Simon froze, his jaw set as he hesitated. I let go of his arm before he could make a decision. "Lala, just this once, okay? I swear, believe me, this is the last time." He ran out before I could reply. Lucas came up and shook my hand. His eyes were filled with worry. "Mom, Aunt Alice, you should go too." Lucas hesitated before hugging me. "Mom, wait for me. I'll go see her and be right back." I patted his head. "Goodbye, Lucas." He stopped, confused. "Mom, you don't look well. Are you feeling sick? Should I take you to the hospital?" I smiled and waved. "If you don't leave now, you won't be able to catch up with your father." He hesitated for only a second. Before opening the door and leaving, I took one last look around. The house I lived in for 10 years. System, I won. From the moment the father and son started living with me, the system proposes a bet. It believes they have indeed changed. They won't abandon me for rent again. I should reconsider my decision to leave. But I am sure their hearts always lean towards one side. How can they change? This system, which has always lacked human emotions, finally spoke. "What is your request?" I died from a mango allergy. Even Elise knows I'm allergic to mangoes. However, father and son. Who said he loved me but I didn't know? The system hums softly. Tacit agreement. I went back to the bedroom and slowly closed my eyes. At last. I'm going home. Chapter 15. The ward is bright as day. Simon and Lucas sitting beside the bed. Eliza's car accident was not serious. Just minor scrapes and bruises. But both father and son sat there absent-mindedly, lost in thought. Lucas suddenly spoke. "Dad, I just saw Mom. She doesn't look well. I think she might be sick." Simon also remembers. Laura's face is indeed very pale. "It's nothing," he consoled. "She might just be upset. We will go home later and apologize to her." But Lucas still felt uneasy. "But before I leave, I feel like my mom doesn't need me anymore." Simon patted his son's head to comfort him. "That won't happen. We are all she has left. She won't leave us." It was not clear whether he was comforting his son or himself. Lucas nodded, still confused. The room was silent. Maybe it's an inexplicable mother-son relationship. But Lucas suddenly felt a panic. Without warning, tears welled up in his eyes. He stood up suddenly. "Mom, I want to find Mom." At this moment, Alice's eyes opened. She reached out and grabbed Lucas' wrist. "Lucas, Why are you crying? She whispered. Mom is fine. Look, I'm much better now. She held Lucas in her arms, soothed him by stroking his hair. Don't cry, okay? Lucas broke free of her and pushed her away. You are not my mother. I want to go home. I need to find my mom. Alice fell back on the bed. Pretend to be weak. But she refused to let go. Simon pulled Lucas aside and slapped him. Lucas, stop acting. Then he turned to Elise and said. Elise whispered. Now that you're feeling better, let's go home. Elise quickly covered up. There was a vicious gleam in her eyes, but smiled weakly. Simon, I'm fine. You should go. I've caused you enough trouble. She hasn't finished yet. She suddenly fainted again. There was chaos in the ward. Simon stood still, staring at Alice, convincing myself that it's okay. This is the last time Lara forgives me. While I'm waiting to escape from this world, I bargain with the system. Finally, because it made a mistake, it compensates me. Erase all memories of this world and grant me additional 60 million as reward. I am satisfied with what I got. I'm just waiting to leave. When the clock strikes midnight, the house was silent and dark. In the end, those two people chose the heroine. But fortunately, I'm home. Chapter 16, Day 2. Simon rushed home despite Eliza's pleas. What he saw shattered him completely. Lala's body is covered with red rashes and deep scratches. She died in pain. Simon doesn't believe it. This is not true. This can't be true. Laura can't be dead. She hasn't even accepted his apology yet. She didn't even hear him say, I love you. His son, due to Simon's interference. I didn't get to see my mother for the last time. Lucas was traumatized. Seeing Laura's lifeless body, he sat motionless, staring into nothingness every day. Only when he looked at Simon, his blankness, unbearable hatred burning in his eyes. Simon knew it was all his fault. He caused all this. The regret is so deep. He hopes he can be torn apart. Then he knew the truth. Lala dies from mango allergy. How could he be so stupid? He forgot that Lala is allergic to mangoes. He left her alone. Ignore her. She thought she would wait for him as usual. But Laura doesn't even dare to touch a mango. No anaphylactic shock. There was an incident before. She nearly died from it. How could I forget? Since the day Lala died, Simon has been drinking himself to death. This is the only way to see her again. The only way to return to those peaceful days. When they were still a family. Elise came to see him once. She didn't expect. See the remains of the Simon family. A man drank himself to death. A boy without soul, silent. Waiting for a mother who will never come back. She regrets coming. But the moment Simon saw her, he looked at her as if she were his worst enemy. His eyes were bloodshot, and he grabbed her throat. His fingers suddenly tightened. It's you. You know my wife is allergic to mangoes. You still send a cake. You killed her. His voice was full of murderous intent. I will make you pay with your life. Alice struggled, her face flushed. She turned desperately to Lucas, asking for help. But Lucas just stood there and watched. Expressionless, motionless. Until Alice's body completely stopped struggling. Simon breathed a sigh of relief. He stared into nothingness and whispered to Lala, I avenge you. Please come back. I was wrong. I love you. I do. His voice cracked. It turned into sobs until finally he burst into tears. His punishment is worse than death. Simon was declared mentally incompetent and escaped the death penalty. Lucas was sent to an orphanage. Simon was put in a mental hospital. He repeats Lala's name every day. He tries every way to end his life every day. Until one day he finally succeeded. At the last moment, he thought he saw her again. That bright smile, that warm gaze. Lala, please let me love you this time. Please. Real-world additional chapter. A pair of slender white hands gently pinched my cheeks. Suddenly, I returned to reality, greeting your boyfriend's affectionate gaze. I feel like I'm having a nightmare. This is horrible. He pulled me into his arms. His voice was soft and reassuring. Dreams always mean the opposite. Don't be afraid. I'm here. Just then, my mother came over. You little troublemaker. Don't think you're in college. Now you are completely free. Listen to me, you two take good care of Bruno. We need to take care of each other in college. Don't lose your temper. This isn't home anymore, your mother. Please. I'm a college student now. Besides, there's no way I could bully Bruno, right? I grabbed my boyfriend's arm and motioned for him to speak. Right? Laura, you spoil me too much. You don't want to bully me at all. Don't worry. After my mother kept reminding me, I finally stepped into the new university campus. Everything about this place feels fresh and exciting. I'm walking in front. Enjoy the scenery. And my boyfriend is behind, pulling my luggage. Every time I turn around, I met his eyes full of love. Sunny, everything is perfect.